Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw a simple progress bar. So on screen I have some code that takes a while to run. This has to recreate a Matplotlib figure 50 times, and while it runs in less than a minute, I still find myself sitting here waiting to see if anything's going to happen. And so it'd be nice to have something to look at while this is running. It makes it feel faster and it lets you know that it hasn't crashed. And so the way we're going to do that is by drawing a progress bar that will fill up as the animation is created, and we'd like it to disappear when the animation is ready. So as it so happens, IPython.display has a progress bar object in it that we can display in our notebook. So let's call our progress bar pbar. I've already imported display, and in display we want to get a progress bar. Notice the capitalization there, capital P, capital B. The argument in here is how many total steps it has. I almost always do 100. But you might do different values, like you might want it to be the number of frames in your animation, for example. But we'll just do 100. And then to see the progress bar, we have to do pbar.display. Careful of the order here. It's not display.display progress bar. That will actually draw it, but it'll never update. You have to do progress bar.display. And this will draw now an empty progress bar that has up to 100 values in it. And now we can set the progress of our progress bar by adjusting the method progress. So if I set the progress to 30 and I run it, it's not a function, it's just progress equals. You can see my progress bar in a different cell. That's the really cool part, updated. We could set it to something else. We could say 50. We could set it farther back. And the idea then is to draw the progress bar, and then in your animate code, like up here in the function that's being called, have it repeatedly change the progress in the progress bar. So let's take our code here, this slow running code, make a copy of it down here, and add a progress bar into it. So my setup here would be to first create the progress bar. In this case, I'm going to do 50 frames of animation, so it would make sense to make my progress bar go 0 to 50, 1 step per frame. And then in my animate function, I could do pbar.progress, and I'll set it equal to frame number. I guess actually frame number plus 1, because these aren't really 0 index. I don't want it to start, it defaults to 0. So I want the first update to be to 1. And then it would go all the way up to frame equals 49 plus 1 is 50 to give me the full progress bar. Being off by 1 doesn't really hurt, but this will give me that last little tick on it. And then when I'm done, I want to erase the progress bar. This isn't technically necessary. It doesn't hurt anything, but you'd have the fully drawn in progress bar sitting above your animation forever if you don't get rid of it. So to do that, I'm going to do a display.clearOutput. I have to be careful about when I clear the output. If I clear the output last, I'm going to be very sad, because after I wait a long time to draw my animation, I'd clear it, and that would be bad. So I want to do the clearing before I call the final display here. So right in here, I'd call a display clear output. There we go. Complete clear output, and we'll do wait equals true. All right, so now when I run this code, I get something to look at. And it feels like, all right, my computer's doing something. I can see the progress. Almost done. It's finished. The progress bar has disappeared, and I have my animation. So we saw how to make a quick progress bar. It's not really necessary to do any scientific computing, but it's feel good when you're doing some long-running code. It doesn't have to be an animation. Anything that takes a long time. Progress bar lets you know if your code's making progress, it hasn't stalled somewhere, and it gives you a sense of how much longer it's going to take.